Apologies for the late start today. Just a lot of mental stuff, pretty much. Let me play that background music right now, so there's at least something. I'm just looking at everything I need to do, pretty much, for my thing. Fuck. Okay. In theory, I should be nearly done. 2 hours from now. Same shit as always. Not too worried about this yet. That's negative, right? Y, Z, X. Why can I not think? I am not ending stream early today. Already? Oh my god. What did I do last time? This. Was it that useful, really? Was it that useful, though? Isn't that the same thing? No, that's a no. Okay, I thought that was useless. That just separates it. So I do have the hips. Do I have hips as well? Wait. Oh shit. I don't know why, but this reminds me of V1 from Ultra Kill. I do not know why. Tell me, why does it remind me of that? Might subdivide this because of the neck. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work from this. And I'm gonna make that one OC. Ooh, then I have to make a sword. Shouldn't be bad. Unless I'm ass. Hope I'm not. I'm finding it really hard to work right now. To work on this. It's not cool. IK control rig. I remember this, okay. Fuck, I'm bored. I don't like this. What do I need? Hold on, let me go look. One sec. At this point, I don't even think it's my anger issues. I think it's just straight up my environment. I'm just trying to think, it's actually so hard for no reason. I don't know why. Let me isolate the fucking bullshit. I was gonna remove all these, I remember that. For now, just so I don't get confused later. Arrow? No. Just manually, I guess. Okay. Bro, I actually need to lock the fuck in. Oh my god. Holy shit. Holy shit. Forward kinematics. This should be straightforward. It's literally just this. With I think it was with these as well. I mean, that's the control bones. Oh. Oh no. It appears we have a problem. I know the problem. Do not worry. I can kind of see it. Right. Change of plans. No. Why can I not think? Hello? Oh, oops. But I subdivided that, which caused it to, oh fuck, it's caused it to lose its parent, which fucked it up. I don't know why, I'm actually struggling so bad to think. I don't know why this is not normal. Let me just do my inverse kinematics, I guess. This, I guess. This is such a stupid question, I actually can't believe. Simple rigging.
So you want to rig something? Well, you've come to the right place.
Shit, I forgot this sometimes doesn't show up.
Rigging is a subject that can seem daunting and slow, but I would like to show you the essentials of creating a really useful, simple rig in Blender. Okay, first of all, we need something to rig. Luckily, I've been creating this T-Rex model in some of my other videos. Ooh, it's gonna be nice to finally rig this. When you're rigging creatures and organic things in general, usually good topology is essential. This T-Rex has pretty decent topology already. You can see how I created the topology for the T-Rex in my video on sculpting dinosaurs in Blender. All rigs in Blender starts with an armature, so we will open the add menu and add an armature to the scene. When making rigs, I always like starting at the hips. That is usually where everything originates from, including movement. Then in edit mode we can start extruding bones out into a spine. I like to make one big bone for the chest because the ribcage makes everything a lot more rigid, so one bone is enough. More bones up along the neck, a head bone and a bone for the jaw. Make sure to place these bones where you want the rotation to be. Jaws follow the head so you can parent the jaw underneath the head bone. Then I will jump to the hip and extrude out tail bones so that they are parented underneath the hip itself. Also, rigging is all about naming, so start naming your bones early, it will make your life a lot easier. And use the blender naming convention. Okay, now it's time for the limbs. So from the hip, I will extrude a little extension bone to the root of the thigh bone. So having your bone people, if something that you named or know that they need the head bone so that they rotate consistently during animation. To see the orientation more clearly, we can head over to the armature properties and turn on axis. Now we can hit Shift N to recalculate the bone roll. Usually a bit of trial and error to see what gives the best result, but the global plus y axis gave me a nice result because it kept the local x-axis aligned with the world x-axis, which is how I like it. With that done, it's time to mirror the bones to the other side. This is where the naming convention is important. Grab all the bones, go to armature and hit symmetrize. Now Blender has mirrored all the bones to the other side and it renames all symmetrize. Now Blender is important. Grab all the bones, go to armature and hit symmetrize.
I know I don't have the thing on, don't worry. Does this work? Surprising. This not so much. I think it's just names I messed up. What did I name this? Well, it works. There. Unsymmetrize. So why did this not? Excuse me. No, what should I call this bone? Am I stupid? It's literally the pole. Elbow pole. It's literally the elbow pole. How can I be this stupid? Elbow pole. Left. Ah, I think that's the issue. I didn't put enter. A armature. Never mind. Let's find a new name for these, I guess. Elbow top. Oh, I didn't put anything like left. Top L. Actually, let me just. I can't elbow one L. I think that's what I was missing. L L A armature. Like, you see, it is nice when you're human and you use your brain. L. Okay, no villain shit. No villain shit, no villain shit. It's not lazy if it's smart. Yeah, I don't have to do anything again. Oops. Ho yoga ho raka ho rekaru ho rekaru. Oh shit. I don't know if it's supposed to be separate, the hand movement and the arm. Let me see on my phone. I'm actually gonna go play music so it's not boring. I should be good to go with my IK. Actually. Good that I thought of this. Oops. Blender. How to make an FK to IK transition. Heavy on the enter button. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. If I get copyrighted from this intro, I'm suing this guy.
In this one, we're setting up a rig that lets you switch between using forward kinematics and inverse kinematics. This video is targeted towards people who already know basic rigging concepts like how to set up an IK constraint. So if you're confused by anything I'm talking about, I have a playlist of other rigging videos that I'll link to in the description. Also, if you want the project file for this video, check out my Patreon, which is where I keep all of the project files, coupon codes for free Gumroad products, and a bunch of other files that I don't share anywhere else. I also donate some of the profits to environmental causes each month. Link is in the description. The summary for this video is quick. First, I'll talk about the easy IK-FK switch, then I'll explain the concept behind the more complex version. Then we'll build the rig and use drivers to control the switch.
The first rule in Blender. If it exists, it can be animated. Okay, let's just watch that video.
All right, let's get started. All right, so here we are in Blender. I'm using version 2.93 for this one. So first I'll add in an armature and we'll set up like a very simple chain. And I'm also going to turn on the names and the axes just temporarily. We can go into edit mode, and I'm just going to flip this around, rotate it 180 degrees like that. I'm just going to reset the roll to 0. For this, I'm just going to create 3 bones. This one's at the top. I'll extrude one down to about here, then one right there. So I want to explain like the easy method that I've used before to switch between IK and FK, and this just requires us to make an IK constraint. For the IK bone, I'll just extrude that down right here like that. This is going to be our IK controller, so you just want to hit Alt-P to clear the parent so it's not connected. And then we can go into pose mode. I'll rename this one IK.control because this is our IK controller. I just want to keep track of it. Then we'll select this one, shift select that, shift I to add IK to the active bone. So now we have our IK chain right here. I could add a target for this so we can change which way this is pointing, but I'm not going to worry about it too much right here. So the easy way to switch between IK and FK is basically just selecting this bone right here that has the IK constraint on it and using this influence to turn the IK off. That's pretty much the concept behind the easy method. This is the method that I've used in my other rigging videos, and you can even use a bone to change this influence if you want with drivers. That's something that I will get into a little later. You can check the timestamps down below if you want to just skip ahead to that. This method is fine, but what's better about the complex method is that you can see the IK and the FK bones at the same time. And this is nice because when you switch from one to the other, you know exactly where your deforming bones are going to go. So here's an example I made earlier explaining the concept behind the more complex method. So basically we're going to have our deforming bones right here, some IK bones, and we're going to have some FK bones. And the main idea behind this is that we're going to put constraints on the deforming bones to either match the transformation of our FK bones or our IK bones like that.
What? Oh, wait. Wait.
to either match the transformation of our FK bones or our...
Do I understand this? He's putting a modifier. He's gonna put a modifier on the deforming bones. And it's basically the exact same as the first method, the easy one, but not breaking off. Okay, whatever.
IK bones like that, and then we can just switch between them. So we already have our IK bones right here, and I just want to select all of these and move them to the second layer right here with M. So now I'm just going to select these three right here. We don't need the controller bone to be duplicated. And I'll duplicate these with Shift D like that. And with those still selected, I'll move those to the first layer right here. We can check out the first layer. And I'll just rename these. I'm using an add-on called the Simple Renaming Panel. This is free and you can download it if you want. I have a link in the description. Or you can just go through and rename these individually, which is fine also. I'll rename these DEF, and that stands for deforming.
Oh, shit.
And then I can duplicate these, right-click to snap them back into place, and hit M and move those to layer 3. Let's go to layer 3 now. These are going to be our FK bones. I'll just rename them FK like that. So now we have 3 different sets of bones, the deforming, IK, and FK. And if you want, you can see all of them at the same time, but it gets a little messy. So that's why I put them on different layers. To make them easier to see, I'm just going to change their viewport display. And I'm also going to go through and change the color of each layer. So I just changed the size of each set of bones, and I changed the color also just so we can tell them apart a little more easily. So these are the deforming bones, these are the IK bones, they're blue, and these are the FK bones, which are yellow. I'm just going to check out the FK and the deforming bones and make sure that they don't have any constraints. So this one is good, and the deforming bones, I just got to get rid of that IK constraint because that's only for the IK chain. So my IK bones, I'll move over here. The FK bones, I'll move over here. We can see all of them at the same time. So basically what we're going to do is add some constraints to
the IK is the blue one, FK is the yellow one. Okay. Okay. And that's the deforming in the middle.
These deforming bones right here. Just select this first bone right here, go over to bone constraints. Once again, make sure you're in pose mode for all of this. And then we can...
I definitely think this method is the better one for me instead of the other methods that was shown.
And just do copy transforms. Then we have to get our armature, and we want this bone right here. So if you select it, you can see it's called IK001 right there. So that's what I'm looking for, IK001. There is a quicker way of doing this if you just want to use shortcuts. Select the IK bone first, and then the second one you select is the one that the constraint is going to be put on. So you select them in that order, then Control-Shift-C, and that will bring up this menu right here. And you can just choose Copy Transforms. So we'll do that for this last bone right here, Shift-Control-C, Copy Transforms. So next we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing except with the FK bones right here. So the deforming bones right here are going to have 2 separate sets of constraints. I'll just select this bone first, the FK, and then the deforming, Shift-Control-C, Copy Transform, Copy Transform, and the last one right here. So now with this first deforming bone selected, if we turn the influence down on the second one, it'll go from matching the transformation of our FK bone to our IK bone like that. We basically just have to do this for each separate constraint, which is kind of annoying. And there is a workaround that involves using drivers. So that's what we're going to do. Hit Tab to go back into edit mode, select a bone at the...
Oh no. Oh no.
Top and extrude upward. And I want to disconnect this. Alt-P, clear parent, just move it up a little, like right about there. This is going to be our switch, so I'll just rename this switch And you can put this on whatever layer you want. Looks like it's on the 3rd layer, but if you select it and hit M, you can shift select all of these and it will be on every layer like that. What we're going to do is make it so that when this goes up, this constraint turns on like that. And we're going to move this on the local Y axis right here. So select the deforming bone and come over to the constraints. And on the second influence, I'm going to right click and add a driver right here. I'm just going to delete this part of the expression so it just says var, that's fine. For the object, we need to select the armature first and then the bone, which we named switch like that. And like I said, we want this to be the Y location of the local space. And now you can see when we move this up, it will turn on like that. I don't like how it moves around like this. So if you want this to be a little neater, you can add a constraint to it, a limit location constraint. I'll switch this to local space and turn all of these on, including effect transform. We only want this to move 1 meter on the Y, so I'll just change this to 1. And now when we move it, it can only move in that direction like that. And now that we have this set up for that one bone,
oh, limit. Oh shit.
all we have to do is come over here and copy that driver, and we just have to paste it for the other deforming bones. So I'll just paste it like that, select this, paste it. And now we can easily switch from the FK to the IK bones. Now, when you're setting up your mesh, you just want to make sure that these bones in the middle are deforming your mesh and that the IK and FK bones are not. So that's pretty easy to do. You can select everything right here. If you come over to bone properties, you can see we have deform. I'm just going to hold Alt while I turn that off, and that will make it so that all of these are non-deforming. And we can just select these are deforming bones and hold Alt and turn them on.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right now before I forget later. Make sure that the only deforming bones are indeed. Hold on, what the fuck? There you boom, 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 tung tung, tung tung. Sahur. Somebody's gonna headshot type me tonight. Somebody is going to die tonight. My brain hurts, but I'm smart, so it doesn't hurt. What? Never ever make me a fucking... I don't even know what I was gonna say.
So now these 3 in the middle are the only deforming bones. And if I reset all of these and create a mesh for them to actually be parented to, I'll just do that really quickly. With that selected, I'll just shift click our armature, Control P with automatic weights like that. We'll add a subdivision surface to that too. Now, when we're in pose mode, you can see that it's following the inverse kinematics. And when we move this bone, it'll match the FK instead. I have experimented with snapping the IK bones to the same position as the FK and the other way around also. I haven't found like a good solution for that. Basically what I've tried is putting copy transform constraints on each of the IK bones to copy the location of the FK, and I did the same thing for the FK, except they're copying the IK. And obviously you don't want them to be on at the same time because then they'll just be trying to copy each other, and Blender gets kind of confused and it doesn't work right. But I was running into some issues with that, where when I try to control this, there is like a little lag. It doesn't seem to want to follow correctly. I think it's because of the weird dependency loop. You can't really have the 2 sets of bones trying to copy each other. Even if they're both turned off, it still seems to struggle with it. And you can see right here, this is what it would look like. You know, snap the FK to the IK or snap the IK to the FK like that, but it doesn't work perfectly. So I'm still looking for a good solution to that doesn't require just making an add-on. So if anybody knows a good method of doing that,
What the fuck? You ghost my heart? Oh shit, I thought that was... Oh. That was some weird. Um, I'm not gonna stream for long today. I don't feel like it. So I don't want to disappoint whoever is watching. But I will turn on this. And I will just mess around with my mic muted because it's already 6 p.m. I have exams tomorrow again. I shouldn't even be streaming this, but I don't really give a shit about exams. So yeah. If I run into any issues or not an issue, a discovery, I will be speaking. Otherwise, Also, I didn't even realize I've actually been already doing this for 2 hours. So I'm gonna leave it at here for now. I might do this off stream. I don't know what in the fucking name of everything you can imagine is going on here. But ever since this little fucker showed up, let me just spam save this. I never trust this shit. Ever since this fucker showed up, everything's gone to hell. Great. Ever since this fucker showed up, everything's gone to hell. I don't know. I've done a lot of work today. I feel, even if it didn't feel like much. I'm proud I got 2 hours in again. Be proud of consistency, not progress. Progress comes from consistency. Stay woke, chat, and have a good day.